We are Facebook, YouTube, several channels,
Cool.
groups.
Great.
We're going to teach people about real estate investing today. So, once we get a couple people on the live here, let's start a conversation, man. Let's answer some questions and talk a little bit about what we are doing in our business with wholesaling, fix and flip, rental property and landlording, the Brrrr method. Man, we got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Absolutely, man. We're definitely busy, which is good. It's a very good thing.
Staying busy.
Try to make a little bit of money while we can. Who knows what's going to happen next
right.
year, Let's do what we can while we can. So, yeah, where do we want to start? Let's just keep chatting because, again, I know these live streams, when they're planned, I feel like sometimes you get a better or more engagement.
Oh, yeah. When you just go live, unscripted.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of time to get a couple people on and watch.
Well, sure, people who have some time to interact with us. But the whole idea today, if you guys have any questions, is to post them. Doesn't matter where you're watching, and we would love to answer them live. So we're just going to keep chatting until we see some questions come in. First one, Dave, let's just do a quick overview of what we're doing in our wholesale business.
Yeah.
That's kind of your head, so we'll let you start there.
You got
so,
it,
Dave,
man.
what are we doing in wholesale, and what is working for us right now?
Let me give everybody a little insight on what kind of marketing we're doing lately. So we're not doing a whole lot of direct mail recently. We actually haven't done a whole lot of direct mail in quite some time. But we are doing a lot of skip tracing. We're doing a lot of cold texting and cold calling. Essentially, I have about 30 hours a week of cold texting from a virtual assistant. I have 20 hours a week from a cold caller. We could actually bring her on live listening, which would be kind of neat. That's been going out, and we're getting a lot of deals that way. We also have some radio advertisements. However, lately I've been seeing the best results are coming from this outbound cold calling or cold texting. It's really the most cost-effective approach to getting leads and good deals on real estate. And, I sometimes will get real excited about cold calling, and I'll jump in or I'll hire somebody to do it, and then I'll pull back, and then I'll go in, and then I'll pull back. And it's after looking at the results and seeing what is the most cost-effective way to get leads consistently, it's cold calling and cold texting. It's outbound marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love to buy marketing because I'm lazy. I like doing, online promotion. I like doing the radio because you pay for it. And if you have a problem with consistency, I think that's people's biggest issue a lot of times.
Well, that's our biggest issue. You just said it.
Man.
Is that you'll do some, and then we'll pull back, and then we'll do some more, and then we'll pull back. I mean, that's consistency right there. That's our biggest problem, and it was a huge problem for both of us when we started. I know this.
Yeah.
I had peaks and valleys in my investing business, and I know you did as well. We still have some really good times and some not so good times. So, again, this consistency thing is huge in wholesaling. You have to be consistent with the marketing. Dave says it very well, but the outbound stuff is working better, and it is more cost-effective. So we see a lot of our students, again, that's the path they're choosing because it's less expensive or more affordable, rather, to get started.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit more effort. Like Dave said, that consistency thing, you definitely have to put more effort into those things. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it other ways. So, again, you just have to spend a little bit more money on the other marketing. All right, so that's kind of a quick rundown on the wholesale business. Guys, feel free to ask questions. If you have any, we'd be happy to answer them for you. Quick rundown on our Brrrr business. So what is going on with Brrrr? Well, guys, we haven't finished our taxes. So some of our banks are saying, hey, we don't want to refinance until you finish
Hey, we're
those
getting
taxes.
close, though. We're getting real close.
Man,
on
I've
those
been pushing.
2019
I've been pushing our accountant to get them done. But man, we can only do so much. So,
shit.
So in all seriousness, no, we still have a lot of projects in the pipeline. But we are also taking advantage of the market, and we started selling off some of our rentals that we were holding in our portfolio. We also started selling off some of them that were just bringing online. We're like, we could wait 3 months, get the thing through refinance, or we could cash a check for $30K. So we're doing a lot of that.
I ran into somebody the other day. I'm not going to mention her name.
Mm-hmm.
Right outside of the city courthouse, she was buying. She was paying people's taxes before they went to auction and working with them. Two people, actually. Right?
That's how people get the tax
No,
deals.
I'm saying two people that we know very well were there in front talking when
Crazy.
I walked out. And I was talking to them about it, and I was like, that's a great strategy. You know, I don't really have the time for it or the patience, but it's a great strategy if that's what you want to do. And, you know, I was telling them, I was like, yeah, me and my buddy Brad, we've done this quite a few times where we'll go in and we'll buy it, you know, from the county. We'll basically pay the taxes so the schools and the roads and everything can
all the back
continue
taxes, right?
Going, and they have a 1-year right of redemption. And I'm like, yeah, we had a couple. And it's a good interest rate, but like right before it would be time to take the property, they would pay it off. And they're like, yeah, because we go find those people and we partner with them. And I'm like, man, there's so many different angles to that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So many angles.
It's crazy frustrating sometimes because like Dave and Brad are getting ready to chomp at the bit. We can't wait to go take over this property, and then bam, it gets renewed. Now, what happens in that situation? Dave and Brad would get their money back plus the interest rate that they're supposed to get, but they lose out on that what they were expecting, which is being able to buy the property or having bought the property for the taxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty funny.
Lots of ways though, man. There's so many different ways to invest in real estate. It's crazy. So many different ways. Guys, we are here to help this morning. If you have questions about finding motivated sellers, how to work those leads, how to run appointments, how to estimate repairs, how to run comps, how to rehab, right? How to lease, how to be a landlord, anything like that. How to work with banks and refinance and use the Brrrr strategy. We are here to help. This is going to be a live Q&A, and Mike and I will be on here probably for the next 30 to 45 minutes. So if you're watching and you have questions, we would love for you to comment below so we can have a discussion about those. So Mike, we have 2 books out already. We're working on our 3rd book. We just started that. Talk a little bit about that for a minute.
Sure. I think we just started working on it,
we did.
So it's definitely not complete. Our first 2 we've got up here. You can see a little bit longer books. It's funny, we did the ultimate guide to wholesaling real estate. And we're like, wow, this is like a real book.
It's
like
big.
This is a thick book. We were like, because we had some friends who had just published something else. And we're like, yeah, that's like a pamphlet, you know, kind of teasing them or whatever. And this one's 270-something pages. Like, it's thick. This is a big book.
We said to ourselves, we said, man, this next book, let's make it less.
Let's make it less. So we said the Brrrr book, we're like, well, this is prior. We're like, we're going to make this one, it's going to be a much quicker book, much shorter. This thing's almost twice as thick.
Yeah, it's almost 400 pages.
Almost 400 pages. So now, Dave, you want to talk about the new book? We said, okay, we're going to make this one short. We're going to go back because this wholesaling book is about 3 years old probably right at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We want to update the wholesaling thing. We'll do a quick, 50 to 100 page book. It's probably going to be friggin' the Bible. It's going to be 2,000 pages by the time we're done with it just because I don't know why. Dave likes to talk. I don't know what it is. We get involved in these books and they end up, becoming something pretty big. So again, our objective this time though, I really think we're going to hit it, which is going to be to under 100 pages. We want to publish a quick book just on kind of what's working, what is important to do wholesaling, something you can get through in maybe 1 or 2 days, light read that would really get you jump started into it. And Dave kind of coined the phrase, I believe anyways, we call it the 3 pillars of wholesaling, right?
Oh, the 3 pillars.
Yeah.
Marketing to motivated sellers, making offers, and following up on those offers, man. That's the 3 things that matter. That, if you were to say, hey, what is the money-making activities and what is not? Those 3 things would be the only things I would suggest you start with. That's it. Everything else is noise.
You see what I said?
Literally.
You see what I said? 3 pillars?
How excited I just got?
He got all excited about it because he loves it. And it's true. And that's really what this next one's going to be about. Is just diving into those things, focusing on this is how you make money. This is what you need to do. So again, that's going to be the
What's the title? It's a working title, I know. But
it's called the 3 Pillars of Wholesaling. I don't know.
Oh, we're going to do that? I thought it was how to buy a house at a discount.
Maybe. I honestly, I don't remember.
Third book, guys. We're talking about our third book.
To be determined.
We just started it. We don't even have a title yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be either how to buy a house at a discount or the 3 pillars.
I think it's just 3 pillars,
Maybe
man.
we'll do
You
2 books at the same time, and we could do one on each.
Yeah.
Either way, more books to come. Guys, we are here to answer your real estate questions this morning. If you have questions about wholesaling, real estate, finance, let's talk about landlording, let's talk about the Brrrr method, let's talk about running motivated seller appointments, drop a comment below. Let us know your questions.
Yeah,
we are here to help.
If you're seeing this after we go off the air, don't worry, we'll come back and we'll answer that question.
Still drop the question. That's a great point.
Yeah,
Mike.
we'll go ahead and we'll answer it probably in the comment, but then also maybe we'll record another session about that question in particular because, again, we like to talk real estate.
Got a comment coming through here. You guys know what you're doing. Eyewitness. Okay, cool. I don't know who that user was.
Thank you.
Thank
Facebook
you.
user.
Yeah,
What it says?
we would think that we know what we're doing. Hey, I like seeing this rain, though, man. This is nice having some rain.
Yeah.
Out of the yard the other day for a couple hours.
We don't have any properties that don't have roofs. Everybody's roofed
Oh,
up.
that's a great point.
So rain doesn't bother me today either. We're not. Honestly, I don't think we've got any roofs going on right now either.
While we're waiting for questions, Mike, I want to get an update from you on some of the rehabs, and I wouldn't mind maybe doing a slight property tour this afternoon. We bought a property from one of our students, Derek Sherwood, 700.
Yeah,
is that what the address is?
700 is
How's
either.
that? Have you been up there recently, man?
It was about a week. I need to run up there this week. They had. I mean, you remember this one was.
I saw some pictures, I think. Of it
Yeah,
when you
we did.
it.
I think we did. Last management meeting, we talked about it, and I have not been up there since. So
Maybe we'll run up there this afternoon.
yeah, at the point we bought it, it was just
Oh, in Virginia too.
practically gutted. Yeah, that one I absolutely need to get to. I haven't been there since they started this last week. The house was gutted. I mean, it was missing walls, and I don't know. I'd say a third of the upstairs. And by missing walls, I mean missing the drywall. Structurally, it looked good. All the sticks were there, or 2x4s were in place. So again, they put the drywall up, sand everything down. They've got everything painted. So now we're just going to do. They've got a lot of the finish work to do. Need to get some guys in there, but we'll check it out. Let's check it out this afternoon. Virginia is another one Dave mentioned. We closed on that one, and I'm a little fuzzy on that one because we had the closing pushed back. So I think it's only been a week on that property, and we've owned it. And that one, it was kind of interesting that we basically took over another person's project. And that's always dangerous. I always
That is dangerous.
It just makes me nervous. And the contractors, they don't like it either because you don't know the quality of work that's done behind the scenes. So that's one of the biggest issues with that one. But I don't think we've had any major issues yet. The air conditioner, there was 2 AC systems or dual zone, whatever you want to call it. We did have to replace one of those that we thought was okay, but it wasn't working. So we did have that expense, but kind of to be expected with an older system that was there. And then, the guys, I believe, have everything sanded. And last time I spoke with the general contractor, he said it was ready to get painted. So I suspect that is probably underway with paint. And, they'll be ordering the kitchen, cabinets, all that stuff.
Yeah,
coming up
Virginia's a
pretty
good
soon.
one, man. So what rehabs are we working on right now? We got 700 Sherwood. We got Virginia.
We got Virginia.
Villa Marie, is that done already?
Villa Marie's done and pending. Marmarie's done and pending.
Nice.
Gas is another one we're working on.
That one's almost done. We were just
That
over
one's
there the
pretty
other
well
day.
done. So, Dale's over there. He's going to be wrapping that one up for us, hopefully the next day or two.
Okay.
What other rehabs, like new projects? We got Glendale down in South County.
That one's. I haven't been down there since we bought it.
Let's not drive down to that one. It's so
Let's
far.
let Bill work on that
It's
one.
so far.
Yeah, that one's deep.
He sent some pictures the other day.
Is it coming together?
Yeah,
Did he do a driveway or is he leaving it gravel?
Leaving it gravel. He might throw some more rocks down.
Okay.
It's South County again. He says
they don't care down there,
He
I
says
guess.
that's standard for or okay for the area. So
Well, whatever happened with the the tank in the backyard, the shit tank.
I'm pretty sure it was fine.
You-
I
did
don't think we did anything after
Septic.
we had it inspected, right? So I'm pretty sure it was just fine.
all good to
was
go on there
the,
then? Okay,
was the
cool.
the assessment. So we had to put up some siding on that one. He's doing some final messages or some final.
We got a contract on a lot yesterday, or I should say a house.
Basically,
one
basically
bed
a
house,
lot.
a little piece of shit house. We got a contract on that yesterday, which was kind of nice. And then we bought one on Sunday for 128 grand. I got a walkthrough video. You want to watch it real quick?
Sure, bring it up.
Just a little quick video here. I was over there yesterday doing my sewer inspection with Robert from Drain King, and I got a new GoPro camera, Mike.
I know you've been.
I've been playing with it.
super excited
trying
about
to
it.
do some more videos, some more education for you guys. Let's watch this video. I can speed it up, and there's if it gets boring, but let's just try this real quick and see how it works. Couple weeks. We're out here today with Robert doing our sewer inspection. Looks like he located
still
a
be able to
yard
talk
vent
over this video.
Yeah, now
Mike?
they can hear us again.
right
I think.
here, which is great.
All right,
you gonna
so-
go inside too, or no?
Hopefully I can go all the way in.
Hopefully we can go all the way in.
Can I
Sweet.
not bring in a camera?
That would
I don't
be
think
great.
I can, man. That's okay.
You can.
That's right.
I think it's gonna end the video.
Robert, while you're doing this,
Picture in
I'm gonna do a
picture.
little walk through
Oh,
the
here it
property
is.
real
Yeah.
quick.
Ha ha!
Yeah, there you go.
Hey
Hey,
guys,
don't worry about it. We don't
we're
even
back.
need it. We
Okay.
can go right through here.
Put this in a circle.
I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough here with the camera. Thank you, sir.
Here it is.
All right, guys. So this is the
Doesn't-
property
doesn't work for two
here.
of us, too.
We
Yeah, it
bought
doesn't
this
really
or
do
put it
that.
under contract
That's okay.
yesterday for 128,000. We plan to
Have you seen
renovate
one
this
yet?
property very lightly. Most likely spend about maybe 10 grand cleaning it out, painting some light fixtures, but basically doing some minimal work to it.
This is the
it's
4K
worth probably
GoPro.
around
Not bad,
160
man.
to
It doesn't
170.
work as well with the low
It's a
lighting.
2-bedroom currently.
But when you turn
As
the light
it
on,
sits.
it's a little better.
And we're gonna keep it a 2-bedroom. There's really not much we can do.
Have a coffee.
However, we are gonna clean the basement out completely. There's our second bedroom and then our kitchen. So it's kind of a shotgun's not quite, but you know, it's a narrower home. But there is a half bath down in the basement. So we intend to clean all this stuff out, guys. Look at this stuff. I mean, they just have stuff everywhere. You got walkways, which is nice to get where you want to go. But, you know, quasi.
All right, let me see if I can speed this up a little bit.
Easy.
So we get it back
know.
outside.
Oh.
This is
Are you
my
going
man
to the
Robert
back?
here.
Where's the sewer at? In the front or the back? It's in the back?
Yep, it's going diagonal, straight that way.
Oh, shit.
This is
Yep.
really
Underneath
good
the
on
house,
here,
kind of?
man.
Yep. So I'm in the cast iron part now. Under
Okay.
the house. I got him running water to clean the camera off.
Mm-hmm.
but Actually it's looking okay so far.
Nice. So guys, this is going to be a quick flip. We're not looking to necessarily come off the asking price with the seller today. If we find anything small or minor, really I got Robert out here because I just want to make sure that this thing isn't going to collapse on me in the next couple days or weeks. Yep.
Right back.
And make sure that if I go to sell it, that there's nothing major that I don't know about that my buyers may find when they do a sewer inspection, if they do. Buyers don't always do sewer inspections, but sometimes they do. And when they do those sewer inspections, and I don't know about it, then they can come back at me. So this is really just a preventative thing. It's a preventative.
Oh, all of them looks like they stopped. Uh-oh.
No, we're still going.
You just-
Well, we're having a little technical difficulties, and that was what I was about to talk to Dave about anyways, is in our little studio here, you get our video output monitor right above our camera so that we're making eye contact with you guys while we're doing this. Because currently our monitor is over to the right.
Really, we can just
Yeah.
make it work later. No big deal.
Yeah. No big deal. But again, it was just something else because everything's a work in progress, guys. We're continual process improvement. We're big fans of that. It's the Kaizen method, continual process improvement. That's what we like to do around here is ready, fire, aim, kind of that entrepreneurial mindset. And that's what we're doing today. So if you don't have any questions, don't worry. We're going to keep chatting about real estate and, having a little technical difficulties. We're probably going to
Learn how to use my thing here.
Probably going to end this broadcast pretty soon. And again, like I said, any questions you guys have, feel free to post them up.
Into application. There it goes. Yeah. Okay. So, Mike, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties being rehabbed. We got that contract on the 1-1 yesterday. I was going to send Nick Moody over today to get us a bid on that, or actually to see if he wants to make an offer on it.
Yeah, we wanted him to, at the minimum, clear a path. So this one,
yeah, this thing had
the growth was unbelievable. Like, I can't believe they didn't get ticketed. So it's up in little area in North County called Breckenridge Hills. And I thought their code enforcement was a little bit more strict with lawn cutting, but man, I don't know. This guy must have just kind of got away with it because it's kind of it's a little street that dead ends and it's behind commercial buildings. So I guess just nobody has complained or something. But the grass has not been cut for probably, that's at least 3 seasons. You can tell it's not just the grass that's growing, but trees that are actually growing up in this thing. Like bushes. Like you're gonna need a what are they called? Like a brush hog or something to clear out all that grass that's been grown.
You need like a bobcat.
Yeah, like it's bad.
It's
bushes
and whatnot.
Yeah, it's not grass. Like they've got thick root structures throughout the whole freaking lawn.
Let's talk a little bit real quick, Mike, about what happened yesterday though. So we get out there. Before we go, I'm on a call with the seller. It was a lead that we got from cold calling, actually. So our cold caller, and I might be able to bring her on here in terms of listening in a second. We'll do that in a second.
Yeah, finish this story first. Let's do it.
But she said, hey, I got a hot lead for you. This guy has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house over in St. Anne that he's interested in selling. And we just put a property under contract in St. Anne. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. For $30,000. It's rented already for like $600 or $650. So you're looking at a 2% plus rule property. So Mike and I aren't huge fans of 1-beds, but if the numbers are great, like why not? So he says, yeah, I'm asking 35. Well, we just bought one for 30, and it's rented. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to pay you 35 if this isn't rented and it needs work. But I'd be willing to look at it and make you an offer. He said, great, come over to the house, make me an offer on it. Mike and I get there, and the offer was basically $1,000. Mike was, I think, at $500, and I said, let's go to $1,000.
I was at, I don't really want it, but we'll make an offer because we always make an offer. Like if this dude wants
make the offer.
If this dude wants to dump the property for $500,000, we'll find somebody else who wants it for $3 to $5. We're not gonna. It's not home run money. But again, we can solve the problem.
Our offer was $1,000, and he said, "Guys, I just need to sell it." So we talk a lot about finding these motivated seller people. Well, this guy was motivated. He said, "Listen, I basically owe $5,000," and he was like, "You guys can keep anything above $5,000 if you can find the buyer." Our offer was $1,000. We're not the buyers, but we may have people that can. That are interested in this, and they may want it, right? So we marked it up $2,000 or $3,000. We're going to put it out there, and he essentially said, you guys can do whatever you want. So we used a option agreement, basically to just say, hey, we have the option to purchase this little POS property at $5,000, but we are not obligated to do so. And that's really one of the things I love about the option agreement is it gives us the ability to market the property, but no obligation of buying it. So if you're new to real estate investing, the option agreement is really, really great tool to have in your belt. So essentially, we told them, hey, we didn't even walk in it. The property was, what do you think, Mike? 50 yards off the street?
Yeah, it was 100 feet. at
100
least.
feet back, right? And we couldn't get to it.
That's
There
what we
was
were
so
just
much
talking about. It was
overgrowth and just
it was
stuff
waist high.
in the way.
Waist
right.
high growth for at least 3 years. This dude hasn't cut the grass. It's terrible.
Right. So, with that being said, we said, hey, you know, we would still like to buy it, or at least offer to help sell it by marketing the property to our investors and our buyers, but we need to clear a path to the door. Like, it doesn't make sense for us to go in and spend $2, $3, $4 totally, you know, clearing all of this down. Instead, we were just like, let's just clear a path to where we can get to the property. But we gave the guy a contract. He signed it. Our goal now is to sell it without doing anything and have no money invested. If we can't do that, then we will invest, you know, maybe $300 or $400 to pay somebody to get out there and clear a path to the house so we can then secure it, put a lockbox on it, and then start showing it. Not a home run deal. We can make a couple grand on it. But the coolest thing about wholesaling, guys, is we have none of our own money invested typically. In this case, we may have a couple hundred. Or we may just be able to list the property. Mike,
Well, what's
that's a
really
great option there.
And Dave, I didn't hear you talking about what's neat about meeting this gentleman is he had this property, but he also said, "Hey, I'll tell you what, I own these 2 over here." He owned 3 on the street. So he was saying, "Hey, you guys can help me with this one."
Oh, we did own 3 on the street.
Yeah, do you guys want to buy these? And we're like, "Well, maybe." So we took a look at those as well, and we said he had a number that we didn't want as well. So again, it's the same thing. We're going to try to help him with this one, and then we'll follow up. We'll keep the dialogue going, and we'll probably be able to buy the other 2. Not necessarily for ourselves, but we'll probably be able to buy them to flip them or help him list it. Because again, his numbers were much higher than what we as an investor even would be willing to pay for ourselves to add to our portfolio. Mm-hmm. So again, it's one of those things. We've got a relationship going now. We're probably going to be able to move this really, really bad one, and then we might be able to help him with the other one. So that's what you need to do. Is look for opportunities to help people add value. I mean, that is, again, in my mind, being an entrepreneur, the biggest thing that you can do is help add value for other people. That's what's important. That's what's going to get you to your goals faster.
I love it, man. Okay, I don't know if our comments were actually coming through or not because we're using Restream, and I think it...
You've got one from, Facebook. Do you have anything else over there?
I don't know. So... We're kind of testing some stuff here, guys. Bear with us with our technical difficulties, but we would like to figure this out for future lives.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, Mike, later today, I'm gonna maybe try to get over to Sherwood. Have they made any progress on Virginia yet?
Yeah, they're working down there. I'm not sure what all has been done because I haven't been there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to maybe get over to those 2. Those are in opposite directions, but
they sure are.
That's okay. And then we really need to follow up with Nick. Should we do it live?
There's no way he's been over there yet. Call him.
Hey, you know what I want to do?
Call him. See if he's been over there.
I'll call him here in a second. One of the things I want to do real quick though is I want to see if we can't monitor the VA just for a minute or 2.
Oh, right. So we was talking about.
We have a cool little ability with smartphone.
Make sure
we're actually going to maybe start using, or hopefully we'll start using the batch dialer here in the next couple days. I talked with one of the guys last night.
Make sure we are muted there before we drop in.
What do you mean?
Okay, so what Dave's trying to do is he's trying to get us into listen to the person who's cold calling for us. So we have somebody.
Virtual assistant that we have, yeah.
Yeah, we have somebody on the phones, and we're able to, with the dialer, we're able to listen in live. So that's what Dave is.
This is Josh.
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Perfect.
So she doesn't have the best English, guys,
But now they can't hear us too. That's the other
no,
thing.
not right now. And she's learning. She's learning. She's doing really good though. She's got great attitude. I don't know what happened. That one disconnected. But really, her job isn't to build rapport with people. It's not to learn all about their property and the repairs. It's just to say, are you interested in selling or not? And if so, do you have a high level of motivation? She doesn't ask that question, but she is there to determine that. And once she finds somebody that is interested, we're going to end that. Her job is to then let Mike or I know, and then we call that person and we make a friend. We build the rapport. We ask the questions that really matter. When it comes to the cold callers, we are literally just looking to find people that are wanting to sell. Those
Basically,
who are motivated.
low hanging fruit with them. We basically want to say anybody who has their hand up who wants to sell, but they're not the ones who went out of their way to list it with an agent or went out of their way to fix it up. So it's basically, yeah, I mean, that's how I would describe it, is we need to just find all those people who have some motivation but aren't ambitious, aren't taking action on it, need someone to go and help them out. So, yeah, no, it's good. It's been good so far.
I think I have, you know what, I do have that recorded, but it's going to be a pain trying to get that down and up into here, though. But I like that we can add videos into this thing. That is kind of a neat little workaround here, guys. I really like that. So, guys, I got a couple more minutes. If you have any real estate questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Mike, you want a coffee again?
Yeah, man, if you're making a coffee, I'll take one. Thank you, sir. All right, let's see what we got going on. We can talk a little bit more about Brrrr. What I'm doing right now, guys, I'm looking at all of our maintenance or maintenance requests,
Let's
rather.
talk about the maintenance requests.
For
we get a lot of maintenance, man.
Well, it's because we have 100 or so doors, man.
I wish we could turn that off.
You and me both. You and me both. Yeah, so Dave handles a lot of stuff. I handle a lot of stuff. One of the things I'm more tasked with is kind of being the head of this maintenance fiasco that we've created for ourselves. So we have a property manager, but we like to keep our eyes on the maintenance because it is a big variable and can be a huge cost if we do not.
Can we make the background white? You can actually see it. There we go. Ian, this is my boy, my boxing boy, my homie.
What is
Where
his
does
question?
thing go? Hey guys, do you think your methods could work internationally? So here's the thing. I know they can. Because our methods, at least when it comes to wholesaling real estate, are very, very basic and simple. So, by default, contracts are assignable, right? And what we do when we are wholesaling real estate is we are using contracts to secure interest in a property. And then what we do is once we have that equitable interest, that security in the property, then we just sell that interest. It's just basically selling the paperwork. So I don't think it would matter where you are in the world. It doesn't really matter. I mean, unless they have a law in that area that says that you can't assign a contract, which I'd be willing to go out on a limb and say I don't think anywhere in the world has a dumb law like that. Wholesaling works. So your method of finding motivated sellers may be different from country to country. Like I know Canada, they are really strict on data privacy, meaning you can't in Canada buy a list of high equity owners. They lock that information down. In the US, you can buy information on anything. So in your particular country, I think the challenge might be finding the data provider of, where are all the vacant properties? And we get that information from the United States Post Office, right? Who has high equity in a property? And we get that from a list provider. Ones that we like to use, most recently, Ian, would be PropStream. But again, that's a United States company. So depending on where you're at, you'd want to find those data providers. The other option is drive for dollars. You don't even need a data provider. I use the Deal Machine app. I don't know if it's global or not, but it works great here in St. Louis and in all of the United States. But you can drive for dollars without an app. So you can just write down addresses of properties that look like shit. Let's be honest, that's what we're doing. We're trying to find properties that we can trade the seller convenience for a discount. That's the whole business. Trade them convenience in exchange for a discount, and you create a win-win. You solve one of their problems. Oftentimes, it's not the property. Oftentimes, it's something else, and the property is just a stepping stone, right? But we trade convenience for a discount, and driving for dollars is a great way to go out and find those properties that are, in disrepair. They need work, and it's often a sign. If you drive by a house that has a tarp on the roof and a broken down car in the driveway, that they're probably in need of, some money. And maybe that property that they have has some equity in it that we can help them out. Now, it's not always cases like that. Sometimes it can be an inherited property. Death, divorce, disease are typically going to be good reasons. Lots of reasons for motivation, guys. Lots of reason for motivation. But this business is nothing more than marketing to find those people that have motivation, using a contract to secure interest in the property. And like the one we did yesterday, guys, it was an option agreement, which basically says Mike and I have the option to buy this property for $5,000. It's nothing, right? If we can go find a buyer that will pay us $5,001 or more, hopefully 7, 8, 9 grand, right? Make a little bit of money on it. But we are not obligated to buy this property. So this seller was so motivated that he literally was like, help, if you can bring a buyer to the table to get me out and my money out. And here's the thing, that guy will probably take 2 or 3 grand, right? We have to just find a buyer that's willing to pay us something, and then we can take that back to that seller and say, hey, we didn't get you the 5, but we got you 4 or 3 or whatever, and make something. I mean, this is a tiny, tiny deal, but it's a great example of motivated sellers. Go ahead.
What was so funny about
It's a great example.
this deal was really neat too. Later, Dave came up to the office and said, "Hey, I ran into the seller in the lobby of our building." So we met this guy around noon, and we put one of his properties under contract. And then, we drive off. We never think we'll see him again until we talk to him again on the phone.
His name is Byru.
And
an hour later, I'm pulling into the office and I see Byru, and I'm like,
"Hey,
I'm like, did you come to the office to meet Mike about maybe listing this?"
Yeah, that's
that would make sense. And he was like, he was kind of, I wouldn't say embarrassed, but he was like, I don't think he remembered me very well.
Right.
But then he saw the Tesla because he was asking about it at the appointment, and he goes, "Oh," and I was like, "Hey, our office is in this building." He's like, "I work for DoorDash," and sure enough, our assistant Megan
had ordered some
DoorDash
food. Yeah.
for him. So he was in the office later that day, and we had a contract signed from him like an hour earlier.
Yeah, awesome. So it's funny how things work out.
Small world, guys.
It is funny. It is. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So that's a great one. So hopefully we can help him out because again, he's a hustler, man. He's out there trying to make ends meet, just like a lot of us are. So if we can put $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in his pocket for that house that he has, that just hasn't been taken that well care of, obviously, he hasn't had the time or the money to do it. Hopefully we can help him out. It's a win-win. I mean, if he can get rid of that property for $5 grand a day, he's gonna be thrilled.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Regardless of this property, and if we even make $1 on it, that's kind of irrelevant. The lesson here is you gotta find people that are motivated, right? Like they are motivated to sell their property. He literally was like, any and all things that you guys need to do to market it, you have my permission. So literally, he was like, you can put this property on the MLS at any price that you want, and as long as I can get, something, and in this case, $5 grand, I am more than happy to work with you guys. Brian Burkaw says, nice work. Thanks, Brian. Me and Brian are JVing on a deal right now, and I think it may have just fallen apart. That does happen sometimes, I believe. I think I saw a mutual release go over this morning. So, Brian, if you're watching, sorry about that, buddy. Essentially, though, it wasn't my fault. I shouldn't even be apologizing. But, when a deal falls apart, it always sucks. I think the seller was in Lebanon, and there was issues with taxes and entities, like we were talking about on our previous podcast. And in order for him to sell the property, he had to go either create a new entity or pay some taxes that were due. Something along those lines. I don't know exactly. But, Brian, let's do some more deals, buddy. Send us over some more deals. We also do quite a bit of joint venturing. We had a deal, actually. Oh, that reminds me. We need to send the one that came over yesterday via co-wholesale to Todd because he's buying everything right now. But we do quite a bit of co-wholesaling. If you're in the St. Louis area and you're watching, and if you guys find a deal, and it's got to be a deal. We don't take anything and everything that gets submitted. But if you find a deal on a piece of real estate, we are happy to help market that property to all of our buyers list and use all of our sources of texting and emailing out, as well as all the posting that we can do to help, maybe even listing it on the MLS if necessary, to help get that property sold. Let'sCoWholesale.com would be where you would go to enter that information.
And right now, that's pretty much exclusive to St. Louis, though. Just to clarify.
Yeah, we
We're
get
not.
deals from time to time elsewhere, but
I was gonna say around Missouri, Kansas City, we can kind of help, but again, we're gonna our strength is in our local market. So
woo, I'm going to the gym here at noon. Get a little workout in,
cool.
and then I think after that, Mike, I might go do.
Hey, good morning.
What's up,
What's
man?
up, dude? Go do a couple of these drive-throughs. Brian Robinson, come on in, man. Why don't you have a seat?
Oh, you guys alive?
Because I owe you money. You and Mike can chat, and I'm gonna go print his check,
All right.
and we're live.
How
So
you guys
Brian
doing?
is he's a rock star, guys. He's been working with us, finding leads, but he's also doing his own deals too, man. So Brian, scoot in here. You guys can chat for a minute while I go get your check. And
Sweet. What are you getting paid?
Expecting that.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Tell Mike
How you
about
looking?
The deal that the one that you got to go get that amended.
I'm trying to
What are you
go
doing?
get it.
So this is the one that we're buying off him. He's gonna make like $6 or $7 grand.
$8 grand.
$8 grand.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's
All
get
right,
that
all
money,
right.
man.
Yeah, I got this lead from
I'll be back.
a friend of mine, which he's not really in the business, but
Mhm.
he is
Those are good friends.
He's a good
Yeah.
friend. Yeah, he just passed me a good lead, and it's in 63166.
Mhm.
But the seller's super motivated. His father owned the house for all his life. He
Mhm.
grew up in the house, but it's coming to a point where they really can't take care of all the maintenance that it requires for having a good house. So
Yeah, man, that's pretty common. I mean, all too common, really. Where's it at? You said 63116?
116.
Yeah, okay.
Princeton Heights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are we? And I personally, I don't even know what it is. So you said we're
Yeah.
buying it from you?
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Dave's looking at it as a rental.
Awesome,
I
man.
think he ran it by you. I
Yeah,
think he ran it by you.
honestly, I don't want to sound crazy or anything, but we look at so many houses. I honestly don't even know where they all come from. So
Yeah.
I'm glad, though, man. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yes, you work with Travis a little bit more as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and him are kind of lock in step.
Sweet.
Really good guy.
Yeah.
Really supportive. Communicates everything pretty well. All you
Mhm.
guys do.
Yeah. Well, we try, man. We try to help other people out. It helps us. You know. I
Like you
mean.
said, co-wholesaling, working
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's what-
joint ventures, partnerships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it, guys.
Good, man. Yeah. How long you been doing real estate? It's only been 6 months or so.
I guess it's been about 2 years.
Oh,
now.
hey, I've only known you
Yeah.
about 6 months then.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. We've been getting busy together.
Good.
Yeah, I started off kind of just doing my own thing,
Mhm.
and I was just doing everything by myself, and
That's hard.
it is. It's
Yeah.
extremely hard, but I was taking like actionable steps
Mhm.
here and there. I was writing things down. There was a lot of information I was receiving, and I just had to act on it, you know.
Mhm.
So got out here, did it by myself. Went to some REI meetups. That's where I met Travis.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep. And
Which one?
Next score.
Next score. Okay.
Yep, that was probably in the spring kickoff
Mhm.
kind of deal. So yeah, met Next score, shook some hands, got to see some familiar faces.
That's
and,
great, man.
People out there in the investing world, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I know Travis really likes working with you, and hopefully it's been more profitable for you in the past, like I said, 6 months or so.
We've been
That
getting
we've
busy.
kinda been- Have you good, man,
I
good.
I mentioned to Travis yesterday. You know, it's a
Awesome.
good thing whenever you can say, I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
how much this was or what we were doing on that. You almost forgot about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, we got that one too. It's like, yeah, that's a good thing when you start
Yeah.
feeling that way.
Exact. Oh, another check's coming in. All right, I like it.
Gets on the road, man.
Yeah, it does, dude. Well, that's what. So that's something we were chatting about earlier too, is getting on a roll and staying on a roll.
Yeah.
Is the key is being consistent with it, right? And that's what when you're
Definitely.
working on your own, I'd say is really hard.
It was.
Yeah. So
It was. So, you
yeah,
know,
having somebody like Travis. Travis is just a beast at being like super consistent too. I don't know
I
how.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just really, really good at. Okay, I'm gonna do this today.
It
jump on the-
motivates you.
It does,
It
man.
keeps you like lock in step.
Mhm.
Just trying to match that intensity, that focus, on the every day, daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does a really good job. So I think we got a pretty good team.
I think so too, man. Yeah, I think we.
Bring more people should come.
Yeah. How
The more
many?
people, the more the merrier.
You
I
figure
gotta
out.
cue the check through Jess here. While we are, see, look, it's still saying turn up your mic, man. On this side, I don't know what's going on here.
Let's go ahead and end this live broadcast here.
All
What do you
right,
think?
guys, signing off.
Yeah.
We'll do it again